All right, today is the day for stump grinding. Pardon my appearance. I busted a pair of overalls. The strap broke and the other two were dirty, so I've had to break out my dress overalls. All right, welcome back, Mimi and Poppy's place. So we're still clearing out this little area right here. We're going to be doing some stump grinding. This weekend we rented a manual stump grinder, which means I'm going to have to pick it up, lift it, move it all myself. Not a hydraulic one. A hydraulic one just cost prohibitive. I mean, we were looking at one place it was going to be over $1,000 for the weekend. Another place, if we wanted to use it both days for the weekend, we were looking at like $800 possibly. So we rented a smaller one, a manual one, to try to get this done. Now what we're going to do is I got to get in here with a chainsaw, shovel, and a water hose. So that kind of sounds funny for tools, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out or scrape out as much as I can around these stumps with the shovel. I'm going to get the water hose and spray them down to get as much dirt off of them as I can so it doesn't dull my chainsaw. And then I'm going to cut these as flush to the ground as I can. This way there's less stump grinding going on. This will allow me to get it done quicker and to move on to the next stump. Once again, all that in orange, if you can see all that in orange, I'm wanting to take up this weekend. So some of it might be with a bush hack, some of it might be with a stump grinder. Either way, we need to get it done. Let's get to it. Now, some of you may wonder, where does the water hose come in? Well, the reason why is we just got through digging this out, and all this sand, dirt, all that, if I try to saw through this with my chainsaw, it is going to dull that chain. It's going to dull it fast. Anytime you start hitting dirt, it's going to dull your chain very quickly. So now we're going to get the water hose, try to spray around this. You know, am I really taking a lot off? I might just be able to get a couple of inches. But you know what? That's a couple of inches. I'm not having to manually, not wood chip, but stump grind. So if it saves me a little time, a little effort, we're going to do it. All right, so some may think I'm silly for using a water hose to wash these away and try to expose more of the stump so I can cut that flush to have less stump grinding time. But this stump here was actually dirt all the way to here. And so I've scraped it away, and I want you to see this. You can see all the way through it. This is a tree root, and this is all I saw was this stump. But these are big, long roots that are going down. So I would have been stump grinding this whole thing and going back and forth, back, and I'd have spent a lot of time. Plus, the stump grinding teeth are going to be in dirt a lot longer. And that means they're going to dull, which makes my job harder as I start trying to finish grinding all of these. So I think it's worth it. So now that just saved me this much of manual stump grinding. This, I have no idea how long this could take to stump grind this, but it's not going to take as long as me cutting this with a saw, or it's going to take longer than me cutting this with a saw. And when renting equipment, time is money. I've got time, I don't have money. All right, well, we are done cutting the tops of the stumps off. So now all we need to do is get the stump grinder and get to work. But look how much we were able to cut off the top. So, you know, we scraped away, rinsed away, trying to cut down as much as we could. I mean, this is a full bucket load of stump tops that I would be having to, you know, maneuver this stump grinder around. It's going to be a manual stump grinder. So this probably just saved us hours of work in the stump grinding portion of our build here. And I mean, it's going to be worth it because it's a rental. The stump grinder's a rental, so I need every hour I can get. But we still have a lot of smaller stuff back here. I'm going to try to get the bucket and try to pull up a lot. I've got a little grapnel thing that I might be able to put on it. If not, we'll just take the saw, take a bush axe, cut them down level. There's a good chance I'm probably going to spray some pre-emergent on here as well. And then hopefully get a building here soon. All right, today is the day for stump grinding. Pardon my appearance. I busted a pair of overalls. The strap broke and the other two were dirty, so I've had to break out my dress overalls. And if you grew up when I did, you know you had school clothes and you had play clothes. And you best not be caught playing in your school clothes. Well, these I guess would be my school clothes. But I guess it's time to also break them out into work. All right, today we're going to be stump grinding. We've got a lot to do in 2 days. Let's see what we get going. All right, so this is the stump grinder we're going to be using today. It is a Bluebird stump grinder. This is completely manual. It's got a gasoline engine on it. It's got a small rotor head. It's got really small teeth, so it's only going to take out a little bit at a time. How we're going to have to do it is we're going to have to raise it, bring it in, lower it till it starts cutting, and then we're going to have to work it back and forth and lower it and work it back and forth, move up, and do the same thing. So we will have our hands on this stump grinder, manually moving it every bit of the way, all day for every stump. So got a lot to do. Let's get after it.
Hooey, it's hot out here. I've been packaging soap all day. Let's see what Poppy's gotten done on day 4. Day 3, he burned the debris. A bunch of pine cones here, a bunch of little sticks and stumps and parts of trees. And this is what you can see, the little stump grinder over here that he rented. And I think he's got some footage of him doing a really big pine. But he said today that it worked on those small trees, very small diameter trees, but on the big trees, not so much. So, but here it is. It's looking great. I got my supervising crew over here. And then, like, here's one of the bigger trees that we have to deal with. And it's huge. My foot's a size 9. You know, so that's like, 18 to 20 inches in diameter, that stump right there. And that little guy, it's not cutting it. So we got to get something bigger. But here's what it looks like so far. He's made great progress. I told him he needs to get the drone out here and show you some aerial footage. Bean approves. It's fun to romp in. All right, till next time, y'all take care.
You can see I have an entire full bucket. Sawdust. Sawdust. Ooh.
Did you know we have a small business? Be sure to check out our website at mimiandpoppysplace.com. Mimi and Poppy's Place, where we understand your skin's story.